Out of all the hundreds of world-famous podcasts, this is one of them. It's the Dave and Doc Podcast.
Masks optional.
Oh, good stuff.
Hello, folks.
Hello, hello. Happy day, happy day.
Show number 22.
22. I'm hitting the mic early. I can't get it right.
Look at this.
I can't get it right, get it tight. I just don't know.
You're
okay.
all antsy, man.
It's okay. It's all right. I'm amped up.
I'm going to do a drug test before you leave. Say it.
It'll be positive for caffeine and jalapenos.
Right.
And gluten.
Gluten?
Gluten. That's it. It's my new thing. Get you a nice upset stomach.
That's a buzzword.
Bloated gluten.
You hear gluten a lot now.
You do.
You didn't hear gluten before ever, really.
No.
Or I didn't anyway. I don't know.
Yeah, lots of gluten sensitivities.
It is, yeah. To celiac, right? Celiac.
And that is true gluten allergy, yes.
Yeah,
yes,
right.
Yes, give you the poops.
Give you the poops.
Run right through you, yep.
X-Lax.
Yep, right. Or that. Or you could just...
Or when you're having a bad day, make it worse.
You had a bad day. Eat some gluten now. Your tummy will be feeling quite bad around.
It is show number 22, folks. It's the Dave and Doc Show. I'm Dave.
And I'm Doc.
And goodness gracious, Dave, where can you listen to us at? Well,
That's
I'm glad you asked that question.
Yes.
You can listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Pandora, TuneIn, Podcast Addict, Pocket Cast, and a bunch of other crap that you can listen to us because they all suck it from
Casts.
from Apple
Casts.
Podcasts. And also, you can view us if you would like on YouTube. That's
Absolutely.
right.
Once again.
We're on the YouTube.
Yes.
Please subscribe. I don't even really care if you like it.
We got 985 more to go.
Is that all?
That's it. We're getting there. We're gonna get there. We're gonna make it.
I want to get that damn button from Google. That's what I want to get. Or that platinum play button or whatever.
Platinum play button.
That's what I want to get. I don't think I'm gonna get it.
I want it. We'll hope for it.
Yeah,
We'll hope for it.
I'll put it right back there.
I mean, it might happen. You never know.
No, yeah, it's true.
It could happen.
It could happen.
It could happen. Like angels in the outfield. It could happen.
Build it, and they will go.
That field of dreams, right?
Yeah.
There you go.
Field of dreams.
That's it.
Field of dreams. It is baseball season.
It is.
I kind of forget about baseball this time of year.
Well, it's still pretty early.
Because, like, the Yankees do, I'm a Yankees fan, and the Yankees do the same thing every year, right?
You're a Yankees fan.
They win like 80% of their first 40 games.
And then don't.
And then it's just kind of hit or miss after that.
You're a Yankees fan.
I am. I'm a Yankees fan. My choices growing up were really the Braves or anybody else.
Dun, 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 dun.
But when you grow up in rural Southwest Virginia, everybody was a Braves fan.
Well, yeah.
And
I'm a Braves fan.
And I'm like,
I went to the World Series because I swore after 95, if the Braves ever make it, I'm going. And
yeah.
I mean, it just took a minute.
Well,
but it was awesome. It was awesome.
But I mean, I've loved the
Oh, my
Braves
goodness.
over the years, right? I mean, I love John Smoltz.
Yes.
And,
Tom Glavine, Greg Maddux.
Tom Glavine. Who am I trying to think of? Because I actually have his baseball card. Who am I trying to think of? Dale Murphy.
Way back.
Dale Murphy. I have a Dale Murphy baseball card.
Hank Aaron.
It's worth 75 cents.
It might be worth a little bit more.
Maybe $1. I don't know. John Rocker. Or John,
Well,
wasn't he on Survivor or something? Wasn't he on some reality show
Yes,
or
he
Fear
was.
Factor or
he was
Your
on-
Factor or
he was on something. I do recall that. I don't remember which one it
Dancing with the C-list stars?
was.
Is that a show?
Not yet. You should probably copyright that.
I should.
Dang, that's bad.
Like celebrity boxing match or whatever.
Actually, it may have been. No, it was
Gary Coleman versus John Rocker.
It was some. I mean, it was something. Yeah, I do. We'll have to look that up later. But yeah, he did do something. I can't remember what it was though. It was not Jeopardy.
No.
It was not Jeopardy.
No, it was not Jeopardy.
No,
That guy was not very bright.
no, he wasn't very stable either.
Good athlete, but
so
just
not stable.
not stable. No, and it didn't really fit the pedigree of the Braves. For what I consider the Braves one of the classier organizations. I really do. I am a Yankees fan, but I don't dislike the Braves.
So what's your thought? I have to ask, what's your thought on the dun, 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 dun,
Well,
dun? I know.
as
I
you
know.
know-
That's why I'm asking this.
As you know,
Yes.
I am a Florida State Seminoles
That's right.
fan, and over the years, I've learned a whole lot more about the Florida State football team and Florida State University's affiliation with the Seminole tribe in Tallahassee,
there you
Florida.
go.
They have a charter from the Seminole tribe, and they basically have a business relationship. And the Seminole tribe's like,
There you go.
Yo, the tribe actually, as I understand it, and again, I don't live there, sign the paperwork,
Right.
or am involved in the meetings. I'm just a goofy fan that watches football. But from what I understand, the Seminole tribe will approve like the logos and stuff too. So like when they
that's pretty cool.
they made the logo change about 6 years ago or something for Chief Osceola, changed it a little bit. And they did that, and the Seminole tribe was cool with it, and
contributed.
and their charter is right there hanging.
Well, now that's pretty cool.
So
And I've heard that same thing with the Braves. They have, locally they have a good relationship, but it's kind of the outside tribes that seem to really not agree with what they're doing.
is it the outside tribes or just other people?
I have no
General,
idea.
I don't know either, but I kind of feel like sometimes people. Here's the climate that I think we live in.
Everybody's sensitive,
Everybody just hates everything, and
they have to talk.
and you
about
have
it.
to talk
and
about
They
it.
have to talk about it. That's yeah.
It's
kind
mean,
of like us. I mean, certain furniture store in Knoxville that sells furniture at wholesale price.
bunch of jackasses.
I mean, he's on fire today, folks. We're just letting you know. Yes. Yes. Different time tonight. We're having a little midnight madness.
This
little
is, yeah.
midnight madness.
This
So
is
it's good stuff. So it's good
this is
stuff.
normally a good Saturday
So we're
morning
getting,
when
getting a
we're,
little punchy, but see, we got the gymnastics party tomorrow for the girls.
That's right.
The
That's right.
gymnastics party. Yes.
Yeah, I'm sorry I'm not coming, but
I mean, I'm kind of hurt.
I mean you get it, right?
I'm kind of hurt. I mean,
mean-
I was thinking. I mean, no, I don't get it. I don't.
Yes, you do.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
It's all fine.
I mean,
Brother, you got the house to yourself.
I do.
I mean,
I do.
You can't really beat that.
No.
But we're having the gymnastics party, so we're excited. Gonna be a lot of fun. Girls are super excited. Fortunately, they fell asleep, so it's all good. But
Well, and they can come over. We can come over and give them their gifts. That's
right,
That
that's
seems
right.
to be the
right, that's
the way
oh
that's
yes,
gonna
oh
work.
yes. It's presenteth thy gifteth.
That's not the way it was going to work 2 hours ago. But
Oh no, yeah. It was nice that both wives made sure they sent me a text message. Don't take the presents. Don't take them. Thank you.
At least
I got the first. I know. At
at least they just text. They didn't even text me because I don't even matter.
They got no faith.
I don't even matter. They're like, he's smarter than Dave, so just text him.
No, because that's probably what they were like. Well, Dave would realize that Shane needs somebody to, Doc needs somebody to. Yeah. It's okay. It's okay. Anyway, but so we're doing the party. So in honor of that,
Yeah.
we're going to do some gymnastics dad jokes.
Okay.
But first,
It
is very important to understand that these gymnastics-based dad jokes, or dad jokes based on gymnastics, however you want to say it,
look at you.
are brought to you
Yes.
yet again by the one and only Bo Blanken of Farm Bureau Insurance.
That's right.
Bo Blanken.
And if you're going to get insurance through Farm Bureau and you go through anybody else, it's not legitimate. It's not real. I'm telling you that right now. Okay?
Sorry.
If you get in an accident, they're going to take you to jail
Yeah, and say you don't
in
have insurance.
another country.
You don't really have insurance.
That's how that works. Did you know that you did not have to be a farmer to have Farm Bureau insurance?
How about that?
Actually, I did know that, but
Yes.
I mean that just.
I'm not a farmer, and I have Farm Bureau insurance. So
it
yes,
is-
but isn't that nice?
I'm not a farmer either, so
There you go.
maybe I don't think I'd be a very successful.
Are you an
farmer.
ex-farmer?
No, I'm not an ex-farmer.
Okay, that's okay. It's okay.
not an
You don't-
ex-farmer.
you don't have to be.
I'm not a farmer or ex either. I don't. I'm not either.
You can find yourself in some trouble. That's right. That's right. That's right. So yeah. So on that note, and of course, again, the thing that everyone must remember,
Yes,
that there is one thing
one thing.
that we have to remember. Bo does know your insurance needs. Faux show.
Oh, and by the way,
So go
go
and talk to Bo.
and talk to Bo about some insurance. if you're a
Bo
farmer,
Blanken.
or if
not
you're
Bo Blankenship.
No, it's not Bo Blankenship. It's Bo Blanken. I made sure, just in case.
It's good.
It's good. Well, so Bo, I think, got like quadruple his money last time.
Pretty much.
I'm just being pretty honest, Bo.
Pretty much.
I don't know you, but I'm throwing that out there. You kind of owe us one. And today you're going to get double your money because Landon also has some dad jokes as well.
See, extended time.
I don't know what to do.
I don't know.
Listen.
See, yeah, and I didn't know that was going to happen. So,
Yeah.
So we now his are probably not gymnastics themed because he's, he didn't know.
I don't know what they are.
He didn't know.
I don't know.
He did show me one of his websites, so he does his research. So,
Yeah,
so
these
these are legit things. So I'm excited. So would you like? Yeah, we'll let him go first.
Okay. Is that okay?
Let's let him roll.
Okay.
We'll go. So as for your added listening pleasure, these dad jokes by young Landon are also sponsored for us and to you all at home and on the radio airwaves by Bo Blanken.
Bo, I'm just going to
with
be
Farm Bureau Insurance.
I'm just going to be real honest with you. We're going to start charging you by the second. That's how this works from now on. So,
and the budget, it's lean, so you're getting a lot of play.
you're getting a lot of play, and I want new stuff. Even though a lot of the stuff is new, I want newer stuff.
Boom. There you go.
All right, so I'm going to shut up because I probably talk with this anyway. So just whatever. I'm just going to hit the damn button.
Here we go. Here it is. Here we go.
Well, folks, it's that time of the show again. Dad jokes. And before we get to Doc and his dad jokes, of course, the other comedy writer in this little world we live in is Landon. And
yes, very little. It's a very little world.
It is a little
and corrupted.
Landon has
He's working on his
dad jokes
political
this week.
platform.
Landon, it's all yours, my man.
Okay, before I get started, let me just say, Doc, your dad jokes stink worser than rotten salmon that's been pooped on by a skunk and sprayed on by a skunk.
All right.
Okay.
Wait, is there any reason that skunk poop would smell any worse than regular poop? Their spray, yeah,
Yes,
right?
yeah,
I mean, I get their
spray
spray.
stinks. Yeah,
you
there's
Jedi
spray.
I'm
mind
assuming the
tricked
poop
him on
just
that.
smells like poop.
I did.
Well, maybe like the spray gets on the poop and then makes it smell worse.
Okay, I'll buy that. Okay.
Okay. First
Good
one.
Lord.
What did the ocean say to the lifeguard?
What did the ocean say to the lifeguard? What's that?
Nothing. He just waved.
I don't even have a comment for that one.
You've been.
Go ahead.
What is the name of the most famous mermaid rock band?
The most famous mermaid rock band. What's that?
AC/DC.
Oh,
I'm sorry, Brian Johnson and Angus Young.
Oh,
I'm sorry, guys.
They're gonna come
About
kill
that.
him.
Go ahead.
Okay. You're going to love
Dirty
this.
This is your last
Decent.
one, right?
Yep.
The big finale. All right. Expecting something big here.
Yep, it is. What do you call a pig walking on a leash on the beach?
What do you call a pig walking on a leash while on the beach? What's that?
Pulled pork.
I'm not sure what to say about that. All right, folks, there you go.
Awesome. See you
Dad
guys.
jokes by Landon. Thank you,
Yes,
buddy.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, you're welcome.
Yep, there you go.
I don't know what else to say.
I don't-
except you're welcome.
That's right.
Ba-na-na-na-na-na-na.
Oh, my goodness.
That's he should have led with the AC/DC.
He should have, yeah.
He should have led with the AC/DC. They're gonna come get him.
Yeah.
You ever have one of those days? This is a little odd, but some days like you just had one of those days, and you're just trying to get it, and you're on your way home, and you have the radio going. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's a Micah Tyler, just real feel good Christian songs. Sometimes it's a little CCR.
Just so you know, the first thing you said there never happened.
Well, I need a witness to you.
No,
We'll talk about that.
we've talked about we could have a whole show on
Truth.
that, and I
Truth.
think it'd be good actually. 'Cause-
Some days,
yeah,
I mean, this literally happened the other day. I was driving home from work,
highway
and
to
it was
hell.
no, It was Dirty Deeds and
Was
They're
it?
Done Dirt Cheap. And
Yeah.
I was like, this tells you how I felt about some of the folks that we experienced today.
That's how it works
Concrete
sometimes.
shoes, cyanide, TNT.
Did you know?
You know.
Did you know there's a whole science behind music when you actually listen to radio, like terrestrial radio, of when the song plays and like what time of year it plays? We'll get into it at some point, but yeah, there's a whole science.
I like
behind
this. No, this is cool. I like that. I
Yeah.
like that.
It's cool. Yeah, I've got some.
That might be a whole episode.
I got stories, man.
I like this. That's good stuff. All right. So that's a whole nother episode. All right, let's all right, here we go. So here are the gymnastics based dad jokes, okay? All right, let me get it. Hang on.
Brought to you by Farm Bureau Insurance.
Bo Blanken.
Blanken. Agent extraordinaire. Farm Bureau Insurance. Call today. There you go, buddy.
I mean, that was really good.
Thank you.
So, did you hear about that poor gymnast's bank account?
No.
Her balance was outstanding. I can't find the good one that I had. I'm having to. Oh, here we go. Okay, the gymnast walks up to do their routine on the bars. One bar is perfect, but the other bar is old, wobbly, curvy, sticky, slimy, and too short. Turns out that there were uneven bars. that got an eyebrow wrinkle. That's when you know. That's when you know.
I'm sorry, Bo. I apologize.
You did that last week. Well, we'll get to that. There is one other piece of that. What do you call a Disney princess that can flip like a gymnast?
A Disney princess that can flip like a gymnast.
Where'd your head go? Jesus.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
What do you call a Disney princess that can flip like a gymnast?
Brought to you by Disney.
That's right. Brought to you by Disney.
What is it?
Ariel.
Oh, yeah. That's yeah.
That was a good.
It was.
I'm not telling that one. That's a bad. Okay.
Was he get a bonus joke?
Oh yeah.
How much are we gonna give this guy?
I mean,
I don't even know this guy. We're gonna have to have him on.
He's a pretty good guy. He's a pretty good guy.
I mean, he at this point he's up to $5,000 for this episode. I'm just saying. So
A book that was never written. How to Do Cartwheels by Gymnastics. Brought to you by Bo Blanken and Farm Bureau Insurance. And he did threaten to pull the sponsorship.
yeah.
After the pure and we did not discuss this ahead of time. The pure
Yeah.
sacrilege of bashing the Dukes of Hazzard. Oh my goodness.
Oh, goodness.
We almost lost the sponsorship. You don't understand. I mean, lots of time and smoothing that out had to go down. I'm just saying. I mean, it honestly made me feel super vindicated, honestly, because I was like, see, I mean, I knew what I was talking about.
Well, I mean,
I think you should have to sing the song, the whole song.
number one, I don't know it, and number two, that would destroy this. I mean, it's just
Quit. No, we're going to lose the sponsorship. Quit. Don't do it. Don't do it. And it was, by the way, it was Coy and Vance. I think I said Coy and Chance. That's what it's Coy and Vance.
Is that who it was?
Yes. The
Who were they? Were they like cousins? Was that what?
Yeah, it was their cousins. Yeah.
And then
but it was just because they were Tom Wilpat and John Schneider were in a contract dispute.
Right. And
yes,
then
they were cousins, Coy and Vance.
Bo and Luke went off to
They
the
were-
brothel
they-
or
they-
whatever,
they-
right? They were gone, and I don't know what happened.
Weren't they racing? I think they made it like they were out on the racing circuit
I don't
or something.
know.
I think that's what it was.
If he's saying that he liked that show when that was going on, something's wrong.
No, I'm talking about original stuff.
That was awful.
The original, not the fill-in time.
No, listen, I loved it when it was first on. The point I was trying to make.
I think you're trying to backtrack because
I'm not.
because you're afraid of losing the sponsorship.
No, I'm not. No, so all I was trying to say is when you go back and watch these shows, oftentimes they're disappointing because they don't match up to what they were in your youth, and that's the unfortunate thing.
Yeah.
I'll give you another good example.
You're
of the show.
you're going to break my heart. you're also an IT guy who like understands like all the cool,
It is.
the key grip is no longer. It's now all autumn. You know what I mean?
The key grip is in charge of all the other grips. So there's still grips. Grips are still out there. Just so you know, there are grips, and the key grip's in charge.
It makes sense, right?
Right.
I mean, that makes sense to me.
Do you know what grips do?
Hold the camera.
What? No.
I have no idea.
No.
Or
So
microphone or something. They grip something.
No. So typically the grips. So like if you have let's say you're trying to do a shot, you're doing a movie, right? And you're like, okay, we can't really hang a light from there because of something. But if we could get a dude to hang upside down and like do it light and then like move it a certain way, they look at one of those guys. Actually, they look at the key grip, and the key grip says, Dave will do it over there. And like he's the guy hanging upside down.
Oh, I like that.
It is just a notch above janitorial.
Oh.
Just to be honest. And they make next to nothing.
Oh, do they
But they
really?
do all the hard work. They do all the hard work. Yeah. The grips and key grip.
How does one find themselves, himself, herself into that role?
I'm assuming-
given that it's
I'm assuming
kind
after
of a crappy job.
I'm assuming after your roadie and your first overdose. That's what I
Oh.
I think that's when
What happens if you have like a flashback while you're holding the light?
it becomes an Alfred Hitchcock movie.
Oh,
That's
there you
what
go.
happens.
And there you go. There you go.
Hitchcock would roll the camera in physically and zoom out at the same time for that wicked effect.
Look at you.
These are the things I took in college, and I listened when I went to college.
I mean, I like this. That's good stuff.
It wasn't med school.
It was.
Oh, you smart people in med school.
We just had to learn a lot of information.
Dude, I took mass communication. Listen, I could have been a moron and passed this.
No. I'm just thinking.
No. Listen, I'm not comparing the two. Believe me.
I don't know. Oh, no. I don't mean. I'm not sure. Was there anything fun? So, yeah. A lot of the things, the acronyms and memory tools, a lot of stuff. I mean, I guess I would say it's kind of perverted.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
You know, I mean, like how to remember what all 12 cranial nerves do, whether they're sensory, motor, or both. I'm not going to say that on the air.
Right.
But lots of how to remember the bones of the hand.
Right. Some of these I've heard because of a good friend of mine was in nursing school.
Nerve branches.
Yeah.
How to, temporal, zygomatic,
Do you,
buckle. But that's not anyway. The way there's a lot of bad.
I worked for this.
There's a lot of bad stuff.
I worked for this company that manufactured some stuff. If I say what they manufactured, then that kind of gives it away.
I got you.
So,
widgets. They manufactured widgets.
Part of me doesn't really give a.
It's okay.
But anyway, so
okay.
So they actually had a part documented in their manual, in their red book, documented, and the name of the part, or the name, whatever, the name of the part was the Bunghole Agitator.
Of course it was. I've heard of that.
Yes, that's a real thing.
I have heard of that. Yes.
That was at that store you went to. No, this was an actual manufacturer. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, man. Oh, I can't tell that story.
Hey, yo.
No.
But yeah, it was the Bunghole Agitator. And I remember when I first saw that, I'm like, you have got to be kidding me. We couldn't come up with any better name. It's the same guy that invented cornhole. It's the same guy. And I'm saying a guy not to be sexist because no woman would ever say something that's stupid. Okay? God. Let's go play some cornhole, Jimmy. Yeah, can we call it something else?
Pitch it on in there.
I mean,
how many you laying on the bed? How many?
Give me my beanbag.
I love me some cornhole. It can get competitive, man.
I didn't know I was good at it until last year.
See?
I didn't know.
How about that? Well, I mean, you were too busy worrying about the Bunghole Agitator.
I was
I
thinking
did have a patient this week. He, bless his heart, he was talking about how and he's older. He'd had a few accidents, and he said that he went and bought a butt plug to try to help it. But then his he felt like his toenails were blown off the next time something happened. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, I can't laugh at that. And he wanted me to laugh.
Of course he did.
And I couldn't help it. I had to smile. I mean, he was just being funny, but.
Please tell me you're going to laugh at me when I say that at some point.
Oh yeah. I mean, it was funny, but when he first said it, there was like this super moment of seriousness. And I was like, yeah, but it was.
I feel like the later this show gets, the worse the rating gets.
We're just punching. We're just punchy. We're punchy. It's okay. It's okay. All right, moving on. We're moving on. Got a big show. Big show.
We do.
Lots of things.
A lot of stuff to talk about. It was a big week for my family this week. Our oldest graduated from high school.
Good job, Steven.
He was a try-something scholar, and I don't know. He was something else.
Try something.
It was something. He had a cord. Yeah, one of the cords, like the purple cords. He got to wear a purple cord, and then he got something else. His name had like 2 things out from it, which indicated something.
Sweet.
So anyway,
They just did a medallion, like an honor graduate medallion when I graduated. That's what they did.
oh, they just gave me my diploma outside the gym. They wouldn't let me in.
They did.
No, I'm just kidding. I was not a scholar. I was a B student. I don't know.
One of the smaller buses came and picked you up.
It was the smallest bus. That's weird. It's funny you say that. What was that all about?
How about that?
I always wondered, like, where's everybody else on the bus? Why is it just me?
Why is it just me? Why does it smell like popcorn?
What is that? Butter? So it was graduation, and Stephen had to be there at like 8:10 in the morning, right?
Yes.
Like right after 8.
Yes.
And so I dropped him off, came back, and then we left. And while we were there, the grandparents went and got us, saved us some seats. It's on the football
which is
field.
great. Yes.
Well, so they saved seats. Here's the thing: not all of them can make it up the steps, right? Because it's a football stadium, so it is. I mean, it's concrete steps. I get it. So they were on the very front row.
Of course they were.
Right. At the 50-yard line. So I'm like, I've trained these people well. Do sit at the 50.
That's right.
So
right.
when we got, and it wasn't bad, right? So I mean, it's like, okay, well, yeah, it's okay. So we could see it was
It's a little low.
It's a little low.
For that, it's a little low.
It's a little low.
Did you paint your chest?
I did not. No,
You did not paint.
I did not paint my chest.
Okay.
Somebody did have the like a cardboard cutout of their daughter's head on a stick.
Like
it was like waving it, yeah, like a fat head. She wasn't fat. Very lovely young lady. But I'm just saying.
PHAT.
It was a big, yeah, right. My God. Straight back to 91.
Yes.
So we're at graduation, and it's at Hall's High School football stadium, whatever that stadium is called. I'm going to call it Red Devil Stadium. Because that's just what it should be called.
I got you some ice. I'm sorry.
That's okay. It sounds great on air.
Got annoying.
No, it's perfectly fine. Everybody's going to love it. Hey, I like that part of the show where you're eating ice. Next week,
by Bo Blanket and Farm Bureau.
Next week, I'm going to rub my butt on the microphone for 5 minutes straight.
Wear corduroy pants to be like.
And shock myself when I
Oh God.
test the grounding in this room.
Right. Oh my.
So we're sitting at the 50-yard line.
Yes.
And
Good spot. Good spot.
And
I
so
like
there was. Let me count how many people. I'm gonna count. So just to prove I can do math. Okay, here we go.
I'm liking that.
You ready? So there's 1, there's 2, there's 3.
You're doing really
there's
good.
4, there's 5, there's 6, there's 7 people. That was 5 and then 2. I did the other 2. The other 2 hands or the other 2 fingers are down.
Oh man, if we go past 10, trouble.
Yeah, I know. I've
Trouble
I've
days.
got another appendage I can use. Just for 11 though. That's as far as I can go.
You do have one nose. That's true.
Yes, that's exactly right.
That's true.
So 7 of us, and it was cramped, right?
I
Because
bet.
everybody's
Oh, I
saving
bet.
seats,
I bet.
and we're there at like early, right? Like 30 minutes before the thing starts, and we're there, and it's finding a parking spot. Blah 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 blah. So people are coming in late, right? So people are constantly walking past you. It's like being at the movie theater. Which, by the way, there is nothing in this world that pisses me off more than sitting down in a movie theater after the trailers have started. Before the trailers have started, it's a crapshoot. I don't care. Go to the bathroom 37 times. I don't care if you piss yourself. whatever. Just do not bother me when the trailers start, because that's why I paid to see this thing.
That's part of the experience. Yes.
It's like, I sit in a certain spot so people won't bother me, and they still bother me.
And they still do it.
Anyway, so after it started, there's people coming in, right? And some of the folks are older people, and they're having a hard time getting in, and that's fine. I get it. And so here we are sitting there, and if you've ever been at the Halls High School football stadium, there's a ramp that there's steps that go into the stands, but there's also a ramp, like, for handicapped individuals and stuff, for wheelchairs or if you're on a walker or cane and you can't go up steps.
Yes.
So
which is nice. I'm glad I'm glad it's handicap accessible.
Absolutely. And it's actually a really nice, big, wide ramp.
That's good. That's good.
So you get up to the top of the ramp, and right there is where we were sitting. Like, that was our seats, right? Okay. So this lady, again, I don't know all the graduation traditions. It seems like it changes every year, and everybody has to outdo somebody else. And it's like, I'm going to bring, this year I'm going to paint my kid the color purple or something, and I'm going to decorate their mortar board.
The mortar board.
Better known as a hat. But let's call it
a cap.
A cap.
You could call it a cap.
Your cap and gown.
Your
right?
cap and gown. Right.
Pomp and circumstance, or whatever it is. Is that pomp and circumstance, or is that something else? Is that
pomp and circumstance?
Is that what it is?
That's it.
Look at me.
Yes, look at you. You remember?
Listen, I know the most random, stupid crap.
It's good.
How many divots are in a golf ball? So we're sitting there, and this lady shows up.
Uh-oh.
And I'm not kidding, man.
This is going bad.
She's got 3 damn bundles of balloons, helium balloons. Bundles, okay? With the thing on the bottom that doesn't make them fly up in the air. The weight on the bottom.
Yes, it's just a weight that they've dressed up with some sort of paper.
3 bundles of balloons.
This is gonna be good.
3 bundles.
3
bundles, and when I say bundles, like 6 per bundle.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's 18.
That's good.
Look at that. I didn't even use my
Look
fingers.
at you. You were like,
I got my abacus.
That's
over here.
right. Okay, it's off the screen. Hold up.
I just like the beads, the sound they make. So, so she brings these 3 damn bundles of balloons. Okay. And she's
up the ramp
and drops them off right at the top of the ramp, which is where we're sitting.
Which is where you're sitting.
And she's like laying the weights down to try to pull them down, and they really weren't at a level that was going to be blocking our view, right?
But it was still just the principle of. Do you know that other people are trying to sit here?
So she gets up there. And while she's looking, she goes, "Can you guys still see? Can you get?" Like, she's overly concerned. First of all, she's not concerned. I hope she's listening. You're not concerned. You're flipping ridiculous.
Because if you're really concerned, you wouldn't have put him there to start with.
Of course you wouldn't have. And so our youngest, our comedy genius, he's not our youngest, actually. We have another one. I forgot about him. His name's Nugget. Landon, our middle child.
Nugget just went,
Probably. So our middle child, Landon, had to sit on a couple of towels on the ground, right? Because we couldn't fit him anywhere.
Yes.
And so he wouldn't fit anywhere. And he was like, "Hey, I'll sit on the ground, whatever." And he's fine. So he's sitting there. So then he can't see, right? Because it's right where he's sitting. So he has to move. And then, and I'm already upset. I'm like, don't put your stupid balloons here. Like, my kid's flipping graduating. And your kid probably is too, but I don't care about your kid. I care about my kid. And I just want to see the graduation. Okay, I don't feel like I'm asking too much.
And you know that it's in the way.
You're right. It's
in the way.
And so here I am. I'm sitting there, and these balloons are just kind of hanging out or whatever. I'm like, okay. So they start doing the the salutatorian and everything. He's doing the speeches and everything.
Yes,
it's great. Mr. Hell, what's his name?
Don't know.
Mr. Long.
Sure.
Is that it?
Maybe.
Let's say Mr. Long.
Sure.
The principal. Great job. Absolutely great job. Great speaker. Kane was there.
Yes.
And I wanted him to body slam the principal.
Glenn Jacobs.
I thought that if he
should have sent him for the balloons.
I should have.
That's awesome.
So anyway,
that's pretty cool.
So the seniors come in, they sit down, and they do all this stuff, and 4 score and 7 years, and nobody said that. But so the speeches are going on, right? And then your valedictorian, and then they had a class speaker, and then your salutatorian, and all this stuff. During this time, the wind started to pick up.
Oh, sooky now.
And these balloons.
Oh.
These effing balloons start coming through the rails, right? So like they're not just floating around all nice and beautiful. They're floating in the rails. Like they're actually hitting me on the knee at this point. And the wind is blowing so hard that it's actually pulling the bundles of balloons to the right, down the ramp, right? And it's like they're all over the place. And everybody sitting there was so mad. And at one point I'm looking up in the stands trying to find her because I'm going to say, can you come down here and get your balloons? Otherwise, here's what's going to take place. I'm going to start yanking them one by one, and we're going to wave by to them.
This is why I have my knife.
Oh, I would have cut them. I would have absolutely cut them.
Cut the cord, and then they float away in the wind. And I'm like, I'm sorry.
And so
that's bad.
Oh, and it even gets worse. So while this is going on,
well, this did happen to you. So I mean,
of
yes,
course,
it would have to get worse. Yes.
So then while this is going on, some moron who's like 6'4", 240 pounds, comes and stands right beside of where the balloons are to watch the ceremonies. It's like, dude, come on. We've lost our minds. And I mean, so anyway, so we have graduation, and we had to get up 2 or 3 times to move the balloons, right? Right. She makes no effort to come down, completely inconsiderate. And so
boo.
The only vindicating factor, the only vindication that I got from this was the fact that when graduation was almost done and she was going to go hand her balloons out to the people who I know really wanted balloons. Stephen would have loved that if we'd have showed up with some balloons. Son, congratulations for graduating. Here are some balloons that also say congratulations. My God. And so here she comes. Her and her other kids come down to get these balloons, right?
Oh, man.
And they're like sitting down because all the balloons have all tangled together. Because of course they have.
Because the wind was blowing.
And she's trying to go one by one to untangle these things. And the dude sitting across from Lindsay was like, "How about you just take a pin and pop them all? That's the best thing you could do." I'm like, "Good for you, buddy."
He had enough.
We all had.
He'd had enough.
God.
He'd had enough.
It was 1,000 degrees. There was 3,000 people there.
That's insanity.
And let me tell you, they were as organized as they possibly could be. The school could not have done a better job. Perfect. There are times in my life that I've been somewhat, just a little bit, maybe just a hair bit critical of Knox County schools. Just the tiniest,
not you,
little bit.
Not you. Stop. Stop.
Particularly particularly when we were talking about senior fees and did we pay the senior fees and did we not pay the senior fees, and they said there's no record of you paying the senior fees, and Lindsay sent them the receipt. It says the receipt says we did. And they're like, oh, thanks for paying your senior fees. We've been telling you that for 3 months. Anyway, and again, it was like $25. It was the principle of the matter. It's not the school, it's the principal. Actually, he had nothing to do with it. Listen, this is nothing that I would not say to these people sitting here in this room.
No.
It would not bother me because it's all factual. It's all factual.
I mean, I would have been really bent out of shape about the balloons blocking my view.
Yes.
I would have been really bent out. I probably would have actually been that guy that was that actually this is the only time that my son is going to graduate from high school.
Yes.
And these are close enough that it could potentially cause a viewing problem. I think you should move them.
Had she put them there, and then as the ceremony started, came down, like, guys, I'm sorry, I didn't think these would be that. Okay, fine, fair enough, right?
Right, because she didn't take them there with her because she didn't want to block the view of herself or whoever else was up there with her.
Right.
But it's okay if you do it somewhere else. I would pop my knife out. Of course, I guess it's on school property. Did they have a metal detector?
No.
Okay.
I will. Here's a pro thing for a compliment.
And I'm not condone. I'm just saying,
I know.
I have a pocket knife.
Right.
It's not like And I mean, and it comes in handy sometimes because there's stuff that's like, hey, you just need to make a quick cut. And I mean, whenever I forget it, we always need it. I'm like, see.
Well, I will say this though. Here's a compliment to Knox County Police Department. a very good presence by the Knox County
Yeah,
Police Department.
yeah.
The thing was very safe. I mean, everywhere you look,
Well, sure,
where like
particularly-
it was like like a spot where maybe somebody could sneak in. Because they were there. They were
Good.
right
That's
there.
good.
So it
That's
was,
good.
and they wasn't just standing there watching the ceremony. Like they were walking, they were patrolling and whatever. And well, I mean, Kane was there too, right? So
I mean, hello.
Steven shook his hand, and Steven's like, "Oh my gosh, this guy's hand was bigger than my head." I'm like, "Oh, he's a big dude."
No, he's a super nice guy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Super
Super
nice
nice
guy.
guy.
It was great for him to be there. Like I thought that was awesome.
He actually goes. I mean, I haven't been getting to the gym for weeks now because we've been so busy. But he actually goes the same gym as me, and I mean, super nice guy. People want to take pictures. He's always very gracious.
That's cool.
He and I we'll talk in the locker room. Just and I always just try to tell him, hey, we do appreciate what you're doing.
I'd appreciate it more if he would join us on
it's
the podcast.
pretty. I mean, Glenn Jacobs. I mean, maybe if I see him, I'll have to ask. But and when he's working out, he does machine weights because I mean he ain't got nothing to prove.
No.
But he can put all of the weight on the machine bench press.
Does it just lift the machine?
The machine bench press. And I mean, it's pretty funny. I mean, and he just, and I'm like, yeah.
This guy's,
I mean, he's very,
he's a big dude.
like I said, very nice guy. Very, very nice guy.
He body slammed the Undertaker.
Knows some stuff though.
Oh yeah.
Wouldn't want to get him upset. No.
Can you imagine the stories that he's got?
Wouldn't want to get him upset. Those guys are incredible athletes.
Oh yeah,
I
they
understand that the outcome is predetermined, but all that crazy mess that they do, go try to do some of
If
that
you
stuff.
lift a dude over your head and slam
Even
him,
though-
I
even
just
though-
don't. I mean,
well, and not just that, but I mean, even just hitting the rope right and stuff. I mean, it's
yeah.
not. Oh, they're powerful. It's pretty impressive. Anyway,
yeah.
So there you go. So balloons.
The balloons. I mean, it almost. I mean, it really put a damper on the graduation, and
Yeah,
we got good pictures, good video, and all that stuff, and it was great. And he did in fact graduate. Just so everybody knows,
you made it.
it's actually sitting over there. I actually got it up there.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, it's over there on top of the printer. Yeah, yeah, it was everything. So as
In the red.
as the IT guy,
Yes.
I actually scanned everything that came with it as a PDF and kept it in a folder for him. So when he needs it later for jobs, we just have a PDF we can send.
Look at
and we
that.
can we can seal that one up. So
Look at you. Look at you.
thank you.
I mean, backing it up with the cloud and the 7 million servers. That's it.
Yeah, it's over there, and then it's
That's
also
what- that's
in the
what I'm
cloud.
saying.
So, yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
Hey,
Look
listen,
at you.
Hey, I know some stuff, not a lot, but some. The small stuff I know a lot about the small stuff.
That's good. That's a good way to be.
So yeah, so
That's no good. I was really hoping you were going to tell me like it was the releasing of the doves. I was just hoping that like there was this, whatever, and the balloons just all released, or somebody had a moment and they just went ape crap on him. And pop, 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 pop.
It was funny. I was thinking, what if Chelsea was here? Chelsea would have just ripped those things. She would have. I'm just telling you, she would have.
She paints. She repairs lights. She does all kinds of work. And by God, don't you dare set balloons in front of her. Chelsea.
She would have been like, I got this. And she would have done it. She would have taken care of it. Chelsea's like our bodyguard too.
That's it. And she's a bodyguard.
Yeah.
That's it.
Hey, and our neighbor did a great job of babysitting Nugget
Sweet.
because
Nugget.
we couldn't have
going.
taken it. No, he would have been on the field.
That's okay. Nugget might have disrupted the balloons.
He
might have just
kid's tough.
he might have just
ripped them up.
leg pressed that woman to the moon. Be like, take a hot deuce on her right there while he's pressing her away.
Luckily, the deuces have slowed down with him, by the way, because that was gross for a while. Every 5 minutes, yep, again. Jessica Alba and her company, her honest company, got a lot of money from the Miller family. I can tell you that.
There you go. There you go.
Anything for Jessica Alba.
Right.
This episode brought to you by Jessica Alba. Hey, I do have a treat for you here, though.
Okay, I'm ready. Yes.
I've teased you with this.
Moving on.
And you don't know what this is.
Moving away from no, we did. This is not something that even no.
So this is funny. So as you know, it's this month. At the end of the month, I'm taking the boys, the two older boys, not Nugget. We're all going to Charlotte. The whole fam family's going. we're all going to Charlotte, and my brother lives there too. So we're going to visit my
Yeah.
brother. We're taking my mom down, because she's a big rock fan. I want to rock. Yeah, right.
Right.
She's if it wasn't written in 1952, she's not listening. If it's not in a hymnal at a Pentecostal holiness church, she's not listening to it.
I think she likes Johnny Cash.
She doesn't like Johnny Cash.
Does she not?
No. No. She doesn't like music in general.
No, that's all right.
Other than unless it's in a hymnal.
Okay.
Like the
There you go.
Gaithers.
There you go.
Our friends the Gaithers. All 75 of them.
There's a lot.
There's a lot of Gaithers.
Yes.
They're not practicing birth control in that family. There's a lot of Gaithers.
Apparently not.
Here a Gaither, there a Gaither.
Everywhere a Gaither.
Everywhere a Gaither.
Old McGaither had a troop. E-I-E-I-O.
And every 10 years, that troop multiplied.
E-I-E-I-O.
Sorry, every 18 years. Sorry, scratch that. I'm not good at math. I never said I was. Communication major. So anyway, we're going down, and
You're going.
We're going down
to the Charlotte, the Queen City.
Ericsson Stadium, which is actually it's Bank of America Stadium now. It used to be Ericsson Stadium, but now it's Bank of America Stadium. It's where the Carolina Panthers play.
Correct.
And the concert is Joan Jett and the Blackhearts. They're coming with her. Our friends Brett Michaels, Ricky Rocket, CeCe DeVille, and Bobby Dahl. Poison. Look at me. He's going to be there.
Ricky Rocket.
Yeah. Mick Mars, Nikki Sixx, Tommy Lee, Vince Neil from Motley Crue. And Rick Allen, Rick Savage, Vivian Campbell, Phil Collin, and Joe Elliott, the boys, my favorite band in the world, Def Leppard.
How about that?
Classic rock DJ, man. So I'm a huge Def Leppard fan, and I'm super
And
excited.
you are a professional broadcaster.
I'm a professional broadcaster.
I'm just saying.
Yes,
Just saying.
as evident. So it's a big concert, and I'm excited to go. I've never seen Joan Jett. I think I've seen Poison, but I can't remember. But I think I've seen Poison.
Every rose has its thorn.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. At the end of the song, Brett Michaels. Yes, it does.
Unskinny Bop.
Oh my God.
They will play it. You know that.
You so jumpy. My God. God, they'll probably close with that crap. No, nothing but a good time will be. They'll close with that. That's why they're closed.
Yeah, that would have to be.
And I'm excited about that. I've seen Motley Crue a couple times, which is what I want to talk about.
Who's the one they call Dr. Feelgood?
So I've seen Def Leppard so many times I can't count. And so Def Leppard is great in person. You know how it is. Sometimes you go see a band, you get really disappointed. You're like, oh my Lord, what was the name of that stupid flipping band? Oh God, what was the name of that?
In Sync.
That's an accurate answer.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
Oh my God, I can't remember the name of the song. They did a song called The Reason.
Hoobastank.
Hoobastank. Thank you.
I mean, who's here for
Look
you?
at you. Oh, listen, I appreciate it, man. Hoobastank live just stank.
They took the hooba out.
Oh, that guy can't sing at all.
That just shows you how much they can.
Right. It's just Pro Tools, and you got a nice audio science.
Which is also probably why they didn't really have staying power.
Oh no, yeah, they're terrible, and that's why a lot of bands like the Rolling Stones. I mean, if the Beatles were still around, if all of them were still alive, all of them are dead except Paul McCartney, right? George Harrison's dead.
I think
Ringo's alive.
Ringo's alive.
Ringo's alive. Sorry, Ringo. I'm sorry. Sorry, Ringo. So Paul and Ringo are still alive. But anyway, so like there's bands that like the Rolling Stones, like REO Speedwagon. I've seen a couple times.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. They sound just. I mean, the guy can just sing. Def Leppard. You can make the argument that Joe Elliott's not a good singer or whatever. But here's what I'll tell you: he sounded the same 20 years ago as he does today.
So that's impressive. That's impressive.
The guy on this shirt is one of the best rock singers of all time. And still sounds about the same. And jokes about the fact that he has to have other people hit the higher notes because he just can't hit them anymore.
Cabo Wabo.
He's like, yeah, I used to be able to hit that note, but not anymore. So, but here's the thing. And we talk about, and Joan Jett still sounds good too. I heard her do a live intro for Ronda Rousey once.
How about that?
And she did really good. She did My Reputation and did a really good job. But when it comes to the Crue, so here's the thing. So I saw Motley Crue years ago, and then And then I want to say the first time I saw it. Yeah, it was the first time I saw it with my buddy Brian. Hey, Brian, how you doing?
The same old situation.
My buddy Brian.
SOS.
Yeah, my buddy Brian down.
I can't get you out of there.
No, my buddy Brian down in Boone, North Carolina.
Oh, Boone.
So
Yes.
go Appy State.
There you go.
So we were at the beach.
Yeah.
And it was the funniest story. We're at the beach and we're listening to the radio, like Wave 101, you know, the stupid flipping radio stations down there. Wave 101.
The Crest,
Yeah,
7.2.
the Crest. Playing just the best rock music. 3 songs an hour. Everything else is ads.
Brought to you by Farm Beer.
Brought to you by Bo Blanket. And they said, so we're driving and we're passing like a record store. I forget what the name of the record. I'm going to call it Charlie's Records because I can't remember the name of the store. But
It was the Quick Sack Records.
It was the Quick Sack
shop
Quick
and-
Sack
and
Records.
Fill up Quick Market.
And we're driving by and they said, hey, Motley Crue tonight at whatever here at Myrtle Beach. And you can get tickets at, you know, whatever. And we're passing that place. We do a flipping U-turn in the middle of the road. And we're like, yes. So we go get tickets. We go. So, and that's when Vince Neil wasn't in the band. It was John Corabi.
John Corabi.
And they did that.
Look at you, man.
Yeah,
I like it.
So they did that. So they did that
Yes.
album, and they had Hooligans
Yes.
Holiday, Misunderstood,
Yes.
and a couple
Yes.
of other songs that
Yes.
were just god awful. Hooligans Holiday was good. Hooligans Holiday was good. So it was a band named Squirrel.
No, it was.
It was it was Squirrel, King's X, which is really good.
Yes.
Typo Negative, whose lead singer just died several years ago, and then Motley Crue without Vince Neil. And it was a good show. I mean, they did all their songs, and John Corabi could sing everything because it's John Corabi, right? And you kind of forgot that Vince Neil always was kind of a whiny singer. Like he was always kind of, you know, it's not the same old situation. It's the same old situation. You know, and I'm not a singer, and maybe neither is he. And even even Nikki Sixx said he wasn't a good singer. They're like, he just like shook his hips, and the girls liked him, so we're like, okay. I mean, that's what he said. That's what Nikki Sixx said.
Do you remember when Vince Neil did the song for Encino Man with Brendan Fraser?
Yes, I do.
You're invited, but your friend can't come.
That actually that charted like in the top 20.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
That album was big, yeah.
I know.
And it was awful.
And he can't sing.
No, he can't sing.
That's incredible. So anyway, all right, so we're going.
So we're going.
We're doing this.
So I'm perusing what the young people call the internet. And I'm perusing the internet, and I'm perusing a site called YouTube, as you can find us on. And I'm looking
Dave and Doc podcast.
That's right. So I'm perusing YouTube, and yeah, we're all convinced that our devices listen to us, right? Our phones listen to us. Alexa does. Siri does.
Right.
Everything listens to us.
Everything.
Because there's too many times you open up Amazon
Right,
and there's
and
the thing
get-
you were just talking
Right.
about.
That's true.
Oh crap! I was just talking about the Bunghole agitator, you know, and there it is. And you order 6 of them, and so here was the thing about Motley Crue, right? I was watching it was like a little documentary or whatever. I'm like, oh cool! I'd actually already seen it.
VH1 behind the music.
So then I ran into something that I thought to myself. I said, "Self, you know who would love this?" And about 10 people came to mind. You were one of the 10.
I made the top 10.
You made the top
Yes.
10. Absolutely, you made the top 10. You were actually the first person I thought of.
We have to
because-
mind meld. I mean, it has to be this way.
it is.
That's
It is.
It's all for the flow. That's right.
Did you know I was thinking
That's
about
right.
you?
I felt it.
I was looking at it. Were you looking at the same
felt
star I
it.
was looking at?
I think it was. Yes. Actually, there were 2 stars and they were married.
There were squirrels and they were married. And, well, I mean, the only reason we can look at the same stars because the Earth is flat, right?
Right,
Oh my
right,
God.
exactly. Right. Right.
That's another episode, too. I actually have that written down to talk about because I heard this moron on British television. That's when, anyway, he's probably married to the balloon lady. So, anyway, so
you're invited, but your friend can't come.
it was a terrible song. My God, it was awful. So
I can't.
So here was this audio compilation of not completely isolated because you can still hear music.
No.
Of Vince Neil singing in concert.
Oh.
And I thought it's only like a minute long, and I thought I would play it for everybody.
Oh no. It doesn't have like a subliminal message in it, does it?
Yeah, I did get very aggressive and like pick up a knife while I was there, so I'm not sure.
No. Okay, home viewers, just saying. Look out. Look out. I'm pretty stoked about this. I'm not going to lie.
I am too.
He cannot sing worth two dang it's.
There's a video, and I'll
bad.
put the link to the video in the show notes.
It's bad.
So everybody can actually go watch the video on YouTube, and I'll put it in the show notes because the guy doing the video, and I reached out to him.
Look.
And I said, dude, you're a flipping genius because he actually put the words that it sounded like it said on the screen. And one of them is Big Mac 103. It's the greatest thing. Oh, it's the greatest thing I've ever seen. So anyway, without further ado, so I haven't edited this or anything. So if it sounds a little loud and whatever, then
That's okay.
Get over yourself.
He's crooning.
I'm crooning. So
pruning.
Here's about a little bit over a minute of Vince Neil
It's going to be incredible.
singing. Here we go.
Oh, they threw some background.
Yeah, right.
Oh.
What?
I think he's just chanting.
I think he's too. This is good.
I don't think you remember the words. That's what I really think. I really think it just let me just mumble like I got marbles in my mouth. Or like my false teeth have fallen out from all the meth. I gotta always remember. Always remember. God.
Is it that awful?
What just happened in here?
Oh my gosh. I'm telling you, man, that as a
they have not aged well. That's for darn sure.
well, I mean, here's so like the rest of the when you go see Motley Crue now and you hear like the backing vocals and everything, that's
Yeah.
Mick and Nikki.
Yeah.
And they can still sing.
How about that?
But Vince is just, good God, it's awful. And I paid like a lot of money to go to this concert.
Wow! Wow!
Like,
103. Who did he?
Big Mac 103. I'll put that in the show notes because you got to go see the video and give this guy a shout. I should have
That's great. Ed.
told everybody what the channel was, but I'll stick it in there. But
Wow.
isn't that horrible? That's terrible. And listen, Motley Crue when I was a kid, well, not even a kid. Like I was a teenager. They weren't my favorite band. Def Leppard's always been my favorite band, but Motley Crue was a very close second. I loved it.
Well,
I mean,
sure.
all those albums, right? The Theater of Pain, Girls, 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 Dr. Feelgood,
Girls.
Decade of Decadence.
Yes.
I mean, all those, even Generation Swine. It wasn't great.
Wow.
But they redid Shout at the Devil and did like a new version, like a harder version of Shout at the Devil, and it was pretty good. But that is awful.
Yeah.
That is, here's what I would love to happen. I would love
And not like rubbing it on the microphone with corduroy pants.
No, this is worse than that. This is leaving a stain there. This is, can you imagine Vince Neil on American Idol and standing in front of like Simon Cowell and singing? I just would love to hear it. It's kind of so. It reminds me of you. I don't know if you ever watched American Idol or not. I was addicted to it for years until they did Elvis Night, and I stopped watching.
That quick, huh?
It upset me.
I kind of watched it off and on. I would say I was not. The first season,
Yeah. Everybody watched the first season. Yeah.
and I would say I followed it fairly closely, and after that, I really didn't.
So-
I really didn't. But I mean,
There was There was after
Clay Aiken.
Yep.
Moving on. Ruben stuttered.
Yeah. I'm sorry, 2004.
Carrie Underwood.
That's my woman. She doesn't know it yet, but and I'm a little terrified of her husband.
Carrie Underwood, right.
But so there was an episode where the girl with the pink hair, we all called her the pinky chick. That's what we called her. Like everybody called her that, and I don't know why. She had the pink hair, right? She could sing really good, but she was like one of the top 3 or whatever. When she got voted off, she sang because they all made them sing a song at the end. Because
one song.
It's like, I know you're devastated that you just lost this competition, but could you please sing for 5 minutes? And so it was at the end of the show, and so her and some of the other girls came up to sing with her, right? Whatever. And so she goes down to the set, and she gets Paula Abdul and tries to get Paula to come up there to sing with them. And Paula wouldn't go. And Paula tried to act like, no, this is all about you. This is all about you guys or whatever. And
Actually,
Simon,
Paula can't sing.
And Simon's falling out of his seat laughing. And I know why, because he knew the same thing. It's like, oh, you can't sing like at all. So I just wonder if Vince Neil.
Do you love me? Do you love me? Straight up now, tell me, do you really want to love me forever?
Wow.
Wow. Big Rick 103, straight up now, tell me.
It's terrible.
You remember the Vibology?
Yes.
Vibology. Paul Abdul.
I mean.
Promise of a New Day.
Oh.
Ooh, promise.
It was a good video.
Well, yeah.
I liked the video.
I'm sure you did.
Sure did.
As a teenage boy.
I'm like, oh, the Paula Abdul video's on. Somebody hit mute.
No wonder. Hey.
Somebody hit mute.
Right? We don't need... Yeah.
It's funny to me. Like, there was a time when people were isolating lyrics and releasing them, like sound engineers. Which that's a good way. By the way, folks out there, if you're young and you're in the music industry and you want to get fired really quick, isolate somebody's vocals and release it to the world. That's a good way to get fired. Unless it's somebody who can sing. Then it doesn't matter. If you're isolating like Kelly Clarkson's, nobody cares because she can just sing.
Right, it's not going to matter.
Or Christina Aguilera, good Lord. Ariana Grande, they can just sing. They can just flat sing. And somebody did that to Britney Spears. Oh, it was terrible. And do you remember this? It was
I do.
Awful.
I do, and it was real bad. Yeah.
I'm glad.
But everybody knew that. That's why it was always
That's
boom, 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 boom. Oh, baby. It was synthesized, everything. Yes.
She was pretty, though. It was okay.
I mean, dude, she had a schoolgirl uniform on for the very first song.
Did she? I'm sorry, I never watched that video.
Shut up. Whatever.
It's playing on this third monitor. In a
Right.
For 5 years, it's been playing. No. Oh, yeah. No, I remember. Yeah.
The Stronger video where she's flipping the chair around and all that craziness. And you're like, really? There's no...
What was the leather suit she was wearing? What was that one? She had the snake on stage or whatever. I remember that.
Oh, yeah.
Like the VH1, or not VH1,
when it was
MTV Video Music
And then
Awards.
the one where she and Madonna and Christina Aguilera performed together and they like kissed each other.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it. You guys can't see there's a poster of that, right? No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
It's a fat head. We got PHAT right
It's
over
a
here.
PHAT.
PHAT right over here. Off to the side. Oh my gosh.
So Vince Neil can't sing worth a crap. And I've been hearing this for years.
No.
And I just refuse to believe it because here's what I thought. Somebody said he's severely overweight and he was having some health problems.
I'm sure he is. Drugs will do that to you. Young folks at home.
Drugs are bad.
I mean, you can say, I don't like drugs, but the drugs like me. And you know what they do? They love to tear your sorry behinds up.
I used to do drugs. I still do, but I used to too.
And then you're fat and bloated and have health problems like cardiomyopathy, where your heart is just one beat away from exploding because it's so dilated and jacked up, or quitting beating because it's too big and your conduction's messed up.
But isn't all of our hearts just one step away, Doc?
We're all just one breath away.
That's right. Particularly if that last breath was after you sucked in some heroin.
Right. You're right. Exactly. All bleeding stops, Dave. Always remember, all bleeding stops. That's the most important thing. If you remember nothing else, all bleeding stops.
That's, you know what? That's how they would find out sometimes people were still alive when they didn't have proper medical equipment. There was two things they would do. So they would cut somebody, and if blood was coming out, then they knew the heart was still pumping. And they would put a bell with a string in their casket, and the groundskeeper or the caretaker or the whatever the guy's called, Jason Voorhees would. And if he heard the bell, they'd go dig the person up.
The Undertaker.
Thank you. I don't know. We just talked about the Undertaker.
I know. That's why I was like, I don't know where you're going with the Undertaker.
But yeah, so they would ring the bell.
Here's a shovel. Can you dig it, fool? Can you dig it? Can y'all dig it?
Can you dig it? This guy's suffocating.
Tag team back again. Man is suffocating. Let's begin. Party on, party people. Let me hear some noise. Dig your shovels in and get him out. Rejoice.
So if they were burying people and they were worried about burying them alive, and they didn't have proper medical equipment, right?
Right. Very difficult to.
And so they did the thing with the bell. I want to know if anyone ever actually rang the bell.
I bet it did.
And then I wonder if they were able to dig them up fast enough before they suffocated.
Doubt it.
Right?
Ring my
You didn't have a bulldozer. It was just you, Leroy, and you
ring my bell. Sorry, that's so bad. Sorry, we're punchy at midnight.
There's a good movie called Buried with Ryan Reynolds, where he's buried alive, and the whole movie he's buried alive, and he's like he has a cell phone and he's like making calls and stuff.
Oh wow,
It's very good, very underrated movie.
wow.
Yeah, very good.
I like Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, I do too. Ryan Reynolds is great. He was in a show called Two Guys, a Girl, and a Pizza Place.
Yes, he was.
Do you remember that show?
I do remember that
you.
show. Yes,
He
that was
was
before.
Bird.
That was before he got his teeth fixed.
Yeah.
And he was kind of fat. He was chubby.
Toward the end of the show, he started looking like the Ryan Reynolds of today.
Yes, he was getting fit. Yes, he was very fit in like Blade 3 and a lot. Yeah,
You talk about a guy that's been just, I mean, he was married to Scarlett Johansson and then Blake Lively. Good God. Good for you, buddy. He'll be married to Carrie Underwood before it's over.
I don't know. I think Blake Lively's got him on lockdown. I
think she does too.
Yeah,
He
he seems pretty content. I mean,
He does. I mean, I'm content for him. And I'm not even him. Anyway, back to Motley Crue.
Right.
Just to finish that up.
Deadpool. Vince Neil can't sing.
God, that's terrible.
So it was not so good, huh?
No, I'm worried that like I'm going to go to the show. So here's what I don't know. They're swapping off with Motley Crue every other night. Not every other night, but like if there's 100 shows, 50 of them Def Leppard are going to close, and 50 of them Motley Crue.
No, and you don't know which one.
No idea.
Oh no!
The last time this happened was REO Speedwagon.
Oh,
which I would have been okay with, but REO Speedwagon didn't close and Def Leppard did. I'm like, okay, good. So,
yeah, but
I don't know. I can't imagine listening to
and
Def.
so you don't know.
No, I don't know
what they're gonna do.
No idea, and I'm worried.
I would be worried too.
I just feel like it's going to go south.
I mean, if nothing else, I'm sure Tommy Lee will be in his,
he'll be in his undies,
thong attire. So there you go. You get to watch that to close out the set.
Here's what I don't understand: Mick Mars has this degenerative bone disease that's probably going to kill him, and he looks better than Vince Neil.
Well, again, perhaps Vince let the drugs like him a little too much.
Maybe.
I mean, you never know.
Maybe.
You never know.
No.
You never know.
He looks rough.
Yeah.
And he sounds
Big Mac 103. My heart is not beating for thee. I passed out. It's called syncope. Oh.
Look at you. Oh, no.
I really hope they don't close down, man. I'm gonna really.
I do too. I hope not, but
Is there any way you can like figure out from the their toured concert date before, like who closes it out, so you'll know for sure when you get there?
So that's what I did last time. Like I looked up their last show and saw REO Speedwagon close. I'm like, oh, good, Def Leppard's closing. But they said they weren't doing it that way this time.
I see.
So
you just don't know.
But I mean, I can't imagine Motley Crue being able to play that many shows with him. I mean, of course, I guess he's only shouting,
gibberish,
nonsense,
gibberish.
Taco,
ticket was $80.
chicken breast. He's just Albuquerque. It's not like there's real words coming out of his mouth. My gosh. It's awful.
Bath salts. Sorry, we got to brought to you by Farm Bureau and Bo Blanket. We've got to move on.
My meth.
I don't know how you segue from that because
We can't.
No.
I mean, there's just no way.
I mean that's pretty much.
You did have a funny story though that I wanted to talk about because I love restaurant stories and I'm glad this crap happens to other people.
I
other
think
than
something's
me.
starting. I think there's some bad juju starting to run my way. We're hanging out
is.
too much or
I
something.
think it is.
Man, so I go to this restaurant to get a sandwich. Okay, it's a sandwich restaurant.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do they
And-
sell like
and
sub sandwiches there?
They sell sub sandwiches, and they will prepare it your way. Okay.
I see.
Yes.
I see.
And you know it would be really neat because you could technically eat this kind of sandwich and be enjoying that in New York on the public transportation system.
Oh yeah,
That's
the one underground.
The one underground, and you would be having that sandwich with the public transportation
got
system
you.
underground.
I got you.
Yes, I'm just saying. Yes.
It sounds like a funny Saturday Night Live skit that was called Sub Shack one time.
Yes.
That's what it sounds like.
Yes. You know, I mean, you can just weigh sub.
Yeah.
That's it.
Just yeah.
Dude,
Find your way to the place that sells the sub.
That's right. Find your way to the place that sells subs.
right
Yeah.
past the wholesale.
So I found my way
furniture
over there.
store
So I
in
found my way
Knoxville.
over there.
Yeah.
And it was a little bit later in the evening. You know,
Right.
You know. Matter of fact, it happened today. Let's
did.
just go ahead and break it
It
down.
did happen today. Tonight.
And so I go in there, and you know I'm thinking, okay, it's a little bit later. There's not going to be. Oh no, there's people there. And they're getting their sandwiches. Three nice ladies, and
Three nice ladies working there or getting their sandwich.
getting their sandwich.
Oh, okay.
There was one guy. He seemed very nice. There was another woman in plain clothes that was actually sweeping the place, like kind of towards the back. And then one guy
Just doing
who's-
it for fun.
I don't know who that was. But then there was another mystery guy that apparently just went to the bathroom and stayed there. And I'm like, he's doing drugs in your bathroom. I'm just letting you know if he's really been in there for
Was
that
his
long.
name Vince?
Big Mac 103, heroin with me. So that person never showed up. So watching this unfold with the three sandwiches, and I'm noticing, you know, at sub places where you can make it your way, you know, usually they have a variety of things to put on your sandwich.
Right.
Well, I'm noticing, you know, in the little refrigeration thing, it looks like there's some meats that aren't there.
Yeah.
There's definitely some cheeses that aren't there.
yeah.
There's no particular type of bread that I kind of like to eat.
right.
It typically has, you know, like some herbs and some cheese.
Some herbs.
Some fresh herbs. And then I'm noticing the veggies that there's not really any veggies. There's no lettuce at all.
Yeah.
And there's a few pickles. There's definitely some tomato, but the green pepper actually has ice in the little bucket. And so this one, the final sandwich that's being finished was it had a couple meats on it with some melted cheese and just got mustard, and they ran out of mustard.
Yeah.
And fortunately, they had one more thing of mustard. Okay.
Yeah.
So the guy finishes these people off and gets them paid for, and then he comes over to me, and everybody's kind of making, just looking around. Like, and he asked me what I want, and I say, I'd like the 6-inch, because that's one of the sizes potentially at the sub shop that you can make it your way. And I want Italian bread.
Yes.
And he goes, "That's good because we out the other breads." I said, "Okay, thank you."
What a lucky night for me.
And then I say I want some chicken, with maybe some teriyaki sauce. Maybe it's a little sweet onion, something like that.
Right.
And I wanted pepper jack cheese. So the first thing is, man, nobody wants a pepper jack cheese. We got plenty of that. Nobody ever wants that. I'm like, I get pepper jack cheese every time I go to the sub place that you can make it your way. But apparently I'm an outcast.
Makes you wonder how long that pepper jack cheese has been there.
Right. And so then
we bought this in the 80s.
So then in the interlude of this, you can potentially at the sub place that you can make it your way, you can get it heated
Right.
or toasted.
Right.
Well, you know what happens if they drop the pan that's supposed to make the heated or the toasted on the floor?
What?
They just take it back, run some dadgum water over it, and bring son of a bitch back to the,
Right.
Bring it back to the thing, and then request what I would like done to it.
I'd like it to be washed.
Which I was like, wash is a good start. So I go for the toasted because I'm like, okay, that's probably a high enough temperature that the sub place that you can make it your way, that my sub sandwich will be heated and it'll kill the bacteria.
Right. Salmonella will die.
But heated might have actually been the way to go. I don't know. So anyway. So then the sandwich comes out and then we got like nothing. So that's, some onion. Didn't really want any frozen green pepper, no lettuce. Got some jalapenos though, you know. And then the teriyaki, maybe a little sweet, maybe a little onion sauce-ish if you're feeling lucky.
Yeah.
And we go to get some, and it's the last one, and it's and it's like the dadgum whipped cream thing when the thing is empty and you're trying to, it's like it's just aerosolized. And then looks up and says, "Is that enough?" And I'm like, you barely dusted the chicken. I mean,
the only thing better is he would have stuck his finger in there and just kind of roll around.
So the comment was, "Well, I can take the cap off of it and try to spoon it out." I was like, "No, you do it, no." So we get the sandwich.
I'm so glad this is happening to somebody else.
And then on my third bag of chips, to find one that hadn't expired, I was finally able to achieve that.
Yeah.
And then, I put the chips down, put the drink down. You want chips and a drink? No, I just thought I'd lay them here on the counter just because, I just want to see what you do.
They looked unorganized.
Yeah, right.
I'm going to lay
right,
them here.
Right, just going to put them there. And I was like, "Hey, can I have some cookies?" And
Sure.
the cookies I requested. So then the next thing was, man, nobody ever buy these cookies. They don't ever want these in the oatmeal raisin. What? These were like the those popular cookies. Like, I've been eating at the Subway sandwich place that you can make it your way forever. I mean, had the hookup back in high school. Joke's on you all because I used to get the free sandwiches because I knew the person that worked behind the counter. Whatever. Anyway.
You get some crab legs
so,
too?
So no, man. Captain George's.
Right.
Anyway. So I get busted on for the cookies.
Yeah.
And I ordered 3 cookies, okay? So I think he said I think he thought I actually said 2, but I said 3. Now they both start with T, but they do not sound the same.
No, they do not.
So he looks at me and says, "Well, I gave you 3 cookies." I'm like, "Well, I said 3." What the heck is going on? So I don't know if he only charged me for 2.
What a coincidence, sir.
I'm like, "Hey, that's great. I asked for 3." And then he goes, "Oh, there's a little tip button on there for the payment." And I was like, oh my.
You should have gave him a tip. Here's a tip.
Then the Phantom ice machine kicks in and the ice is coming out of the thing. It's like, "Oh, that's the ghost." I'm like, what the heck? Oh, so
That was Jimmy. Jimmy didn't make it. He died right there on that spot.
Big Mac 103. Oh, Jimmy died.
Matter of fact, he fell on that pepper jack cheese. Now that I think about it.
So yeah. Oh, and the cookies. So he goes, "Yeah, we have to throw those out at the end of the night, but usually we can take them home if we want to." I'm like, that really makes me wonder if you just leave those suckers in there and nobody knows about it.
Yeah.
So at the sub sandwich place that you can make it your way. So I got no veggies for real because I didn't even have much. Fortunately, I got I didn't even get enough to wet the Sabbath of the sweet sauce with maybe some onion and teriyaki.
Right.
Yeah, that was a good saying. You ever heard that?
Yes,
You didn't get enough
yes,
to wet the-
I've
that was
heard
it. That was where we were at. And then I got told that my cheese and my cookies, nobody buys them, which doesn't make me feel reassured.
The cheese makes me really nervous.
I know.
Cookies, you take a bite and you're like, "Oh, that sucks," and you spit it out. I mean, cheese might kill you. I don't know.
Well, we've done pretty good so far. I mean, we are in an enclosed environment, and I've not been hotboxing you the whole time, so we're okay.
It's true.
Of course, you had Mexican.
I had Mexican.
crazy man.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'm right. So I'm like, yep, not going there after past about 4 o'clock.
I used to go to the same establishment.
Yes.
And on my way to get a sub,
Yes.
I'll let that simmer for a second. So I got on this. I did the Atkins diet at one point in time because I was 242 pounds. Okay. And you know how tall I am. And the people who know me know how tall I am. And they're thinking, dude, you were round. Yes, that's accurate. I was very round. And
Like Vince Neil
round. Right. Without the meth. It's like, this was just,
Ho, you're invited, but your hoagie can't come.
this was just brownie batter
That's
and
it, right?
grease. It's mixed together. Well, that's pretty good, honey. Won't you get me some more of that? Put some M&Ms in it. And so I was doing the Atkins diet. So I was not just counting calories, I was counting carbs and stuff too. And so they were doing this chicken bacon ranch wrap.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And so here's the way I would order that. Okay. Here we go.
At the sub sandwich place, you can make your way.
At the sub sandwich
Okay,
place.
gotcha. When you were on your way to get the sub.
I was on my way to get the sub.
I got you. Okay.
And so I go in and there's dude and I say, hey dude. And I say, I'd like to have the chicken bacon ranch wrap. Let me clarify what I mean by that. I want the wrap, okay? And I want double chicken and double bacon and cheese and ranch. That's what I want. And I would tell them this ahead of time. Because and the people who know me out there know I don't eat fruits, I don't eat vegetables, I don't eat any of this disgusting crap. Yes. Because that's just I'm proving science wrong. This is why my doctor, who may or may not be in the same room with us right now, forces me to take 1,000 vitamins a day.
That is correct.
That is correct.
You're very correct, sir.
So, our vitamin budget in this house is outrageous because the 1 a day bottle goes pretty quick when you're doing 4. So I would tell them this to begin with, right?
Right.
And there was one particular one that was located in a shopping center, in a mart, and they had walls. And so it was located in this shopping center. Hell, I don't care. It's in Walmart. Walmart stabbed me once. I don't care. I got nothing for Walmart.
Truth.
So it was in a Walmart.
Truth.
And so, but it was my favorite one. I'd be passing through and I'm like, oh, they're the ones that always get it right. So I go in, same dude. He goes, hey, man. I said, hey, dude.
Do you remember that show?
Yeah, I do. Oh, my God.
It's a little wild and a little strange when you make your home out on the range. Start your horse and come along. How about that?
The girl.
Ben Stiller's wife.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah,
Yes.
the blonde. Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
That's right. And she played Marsha Brady in the Brady Bunch movie.
Yes.
And folks, if you haven't seen it, don't do that to yourself.
Is it Christine or Christy Taylor?
Christine Taylor.
Christine Taylor, yeah.
Christine. She was also in Ben Stiller's movie Dodgeball.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nobody makes me bleed my own blood.
Yeah,
That's right.
That's right. You don't.
Joni loves Chachi.
Joni loves Chachi. Still one of our favorites. And so there's dude, right? So he's like, hey
dude.
man. I'm like, hey dude. And he says, same thing. I'm like, yeah. And I loved it. So then I go, and this was probably 7 or 8 times in a row, right? That I go. And dude was there every time.
Dude was there every time. We're rocking.
So I go the next time, and it was Dudette.
Oh.
Dudette, super nice. And I say, let me just tell you what I want before we get into this. Because I don't want to waste time because they stop at every little thing.
They do.
Would you like these peppers? Would you like me to vomit? And I don't want any of that. I want chicken, check. Bacon, check. Cheese, check. Ranch, check.
On the wrap.
On the wrap.
That's it.
Wrap it up and hand it to me.
And we're good to go.
That's all I want. I'd get that in a water, right?
There you go. It's pretty good.
It was. I wouldn't eat breakfast, so that was lunch and breakfast, or breakfast and lunch, however the hell you coordinate that. And so
Brunch?
It was brunch, but there's no dinner. We have brunch, but no dinner.
That's right. That's right. Or Lupper.
Thank you, Jerry Seinfeld. That's a Seinfeld joke. So anyway, so I'm getting the chicken bacon ranch.
We were already outside of our comfort zone because you're like, dude is not here.
Yeah, so dude's not here. So she makes it, and it's not as good anymore. And so then one time I go to the Sub Shack
Where you can make it your way.
inside the Walmart. and it was somebody I'd never seen before at all. And I say, hey there, dude. How can I? Thanks for coming to Sub Shack. How can I help you? And I said, well, here's how you can help me. I'd be very grateful if you could give me a chicken bacon ranch wrap. And he says, we don't make that anymore. And I said, oh, is it called something different now? And he goes, no, we just stopped making it. I said, you still have the pita wrap? And he goes, yeah. I said, you have grilled chicken? Yeah. You have bacon? Yeah. You still
ranch?
Have ranch dressing? Yeah. Okay, so that's what I want. Okay. And he says, well, now how do you want that stacked? He asked me how I wanted it stacked. I'm like, it's a wrap. It doesn't really matter. I said, but if I was making the sandwich, Leroy, I would probably put some chicken and then probably some bacon and then cheese on top of that. And then after you cooked it a little bit, I'd probably go ahead and throw the ranch dressing on it. But that's just me. I'm not a chef. As you are not either, Mr. Leroy. He gives me something, right? And I watch him make it, and it looks like everything's right. And this thing,
Except
the chicken didn't taste right. Like, man, it tasted, I didn't even eat the whole thing. Like, I took like a couple bites, and I'm like, okay, we're done. And like, I threw it away, and that was the last time that I've eaten there, and that was in 2002.
20 years.
Yeah, I just said, I'm done with it. They don't have anything for me. So
They actually do have, potentially at the sub sandwich place that you can have your way, they do have a chicken bacon ranch now.
do they?
They do.
Nobody ever orders the chicken there, though, right? So it's been there for a month.
No, the chicken we were good. It was
We
the cheese.
killed that chicken in Easter.
It was the cheese.
Is it cheese? Oh, yeah.
What I did learn is basically all the veggies are frozen, and so the way because the guy did throw his manager under the my manager, she don't want to get out here and prep anything, so we run out in the evening. And basically all the stuff's frozen, and I think they just set it out to thaw.
Do you think people realize when you go to a restaurant and they're bad mouthing the manager, or the assistant manager, or even one of their peers, that you're not really instilling confidence in the restaurant as a whole?
Probably.
Like, it does not make me want to get your food that you've touched because you talked about somebody else who likes to.
I would say yes. I would say a lot of times yes, because they just don't. They don't really like where they're at, and so
my manager likes to drop that cheese down her pants and shake it out. Not me, though. I don't do that. It's like, thanks.
Thank you for that.
Makes me really.
We appreciate that.
I mean, because there's just some places you go and it's almost like you're eating in an airport restroom or something, like just the most vile, disgusting places. Yes. And listen, when you're talking about fresh, I used to make the coleslaw at Long John Silver's. I used to make the flipping coleslaw at Long John Silver's. Let me tell you right now, in Lebanon, Virginia, look it up. And we made that crap fresh every day. Every day.
There you go.
Chopping up carrots. I'm chopping broccoli. There was no broccoli, but thank you, Dana Carvey. Yeah, so like I'm chopping carrots and I'm like, and you take the head of lettuce and you like beat the shit out of it and whatever and get the core of it out. Do you remember this? You have to take the head of lettuce and you like.
Was it lettuce or cabbage?
Oh, maybe it's cabbage.
I think it's cabbage.
Hey, rewind.
It doesn't matter.
Plus tax.
You just had to cut it up. You didn't really have to.
No, so the cabbage, you actually had to get the core out. So you had to smack it on a table and pull the core out.
Yes.
And then you took this ridiculously sharp knife that they should not have let me have, and you chop this stuff, and then you put it in this grinder, and it grinds everything in, and then you take this big pouch of mayonnaise, I guess is what that is, and you just squirt this crap in there, and you take like what looks like an oar, like a broken oar from a boat, and you stir this crap up. And we put it in trash bins. And I don't mean the actual trash bin. It was the only thing they were used for was coleslaw. That was the only thing they were used for. I do not mean to say, listen, I have nothing bad to say. This is the cleanest restaurant that I've ever been to in my life. Still to this day. Even cleaner than Genghis Grill. I'm just kidding. Way cleaner than Genghis Grill.
Ooh, Genghis Grill.
I love me some Genghis Grill.
Yeah, but that's why the plates are so hot there, because it kills there. You just have to say it.
What's funny, this is episode 22, and I think that's what their final health score was down on Turkey Creek. It was bad.
You remember Shane's Rib Shack? They scored like a 47 one time or something.
Oh my
It was
gosh.
bad.
How do you get a
It was pretty
47?
bad. Man, the Mandarin House got like a 58, and I mean, you know,
I love that place.
I did too. My dad and I went there for lunch. I'm like, we've taken years off of our lives are lost.
The one time I was
there were cockroaches like in the food, and then they were like food fell out on the floor, and they scooped it back up into the tray to take it to the buffet table.
No. The cockroaches like
With the
elbowed their way past you. Like, excuse me.
Excuse me. I'm first in line here.
The air conditioners there always drove me nuts. They had like 4 of these in-room self-evaporative air conditioners. Then they had window units. It's like, dude, just get a heat pump.
Which just makes you wonder.
You know, they should have had the little
makes you-
sparkly
just-
things
just
flying
makes you-
from the air, like Sears used to do. Sears used to do it.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. So
I love me some Mandarin House though.
Oh,
But yeah, no, I used to make the coleslaw at the Long Johns, and we made it fresh every day.
you were slaw man.
I was a slaw man. I was a cod flipper,
Except when you burn yourself.
except when I burned myself, which was particularly with the shrimp. It's really hard to drop the shrimp because like you had to swim them. You had to swim them in the oil.
How'd that go again?
Swim them in the oil.
Swim them.
Swim them in the oil.
It's a process.
It's definitely a process. It's something.
So you would love it when I would come in and want to get the deluxe sampler platter with the clam strips and the shrimp and the 2 fish fillets.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That was your favorite because you had to swim them.
Well, so
And,
most of
and the bonus batter.
most of that stuff
we
we
talked
were
about this
we were
before.
just like making. The clam strips were always special because they're after you cooked them, we could only sell them for like another 20 minutes,
Oh.
and we had to toss them. Yeah.
Did you eat them?
Oh, I would. Yeah. I mean, I wasn't going to toss them. How do you think I got to 242 pounds?
Num, 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 num.
Lots of grease from the LJS.
the clams and the chocolate cake.
Oh yeah, and they had a pineapple something pie there for dessert too. I forget what it was called. Pineapple.
Had a few of those, huh?
Those were really good. Oh yeah, they were really good. We used to invent stuff there too. So like we would get fries.
Quit.
So we would cook the fries, and then we would dip the fries in batter and cook them. You wouldn't believe how good that is. I mean, it's amazing. What's bad? I mean, you could eat your own hand if it was dipped in batter. But-
Right? It's like a beer battered fry.
Right.
I mean,
it
hello.
was so good. It was so good. Cleanest restaurant I've ever been to in my life.
I mean, that's actually, I like to hear that.
Their health score was always in the high 90s, if not 100. And so, I mean, if you're driving through Virginia, when you're driving by Lebanon, Virginia, stop at the LJS and say, "Hey, Dave sent me." And they're going to say, "The hell is that?" LJS. This is what you get with a night show.
That's right.
folks.
That's it.
I'm just
That's
throwing
That's
that out
it.
there.
That's it. I keep shifting my weight. I know. It's
I
crazy.
do love Long Johns though.
It's good stuff. That's good.
It's not good for you, but
No, but it is delicious. Yes.
there's
Yes,
nothing
it is.
like it.
Yeah.
Nothing like it.
Float the shrimp.
Swim.
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 Float them.
Swim.
Bobbing for shrimp. Swim them. Swim them and flip the cod.
Sometime I'll tell you, I was a cod flipper. I always tell people I was a cod flipper from way back. I'll have to tell you about Hush Puppy Baseball at some point in time, too.
Yes.
That was
yes,
fun.
That
was
we,
fun.
We will work that into maybe when the World Series hits or something.
There you go.
We'll work All-Star game. We'll work
Hush Puppy Baseball.
Hush Puppy Baseball.
Brought to you by Farm Bureau.
Right.
Thanks, Bo.
Thank you, Bo. Having second thoughts, third thoughts.
Bo Blanken.
That's it.
Not to be confused with other Bo's.
That's right.
There's only one.
That's right.
Did you know you don't have to be a farmer?
I heard that.
Did you hear that?
And 1 in 4 people in the state of Tennessee
1 in 4 people.
have insurance through Farm Bureau.
How about that? That's pretty good.
Fun facts.
Yeah. There you go.
That's it.
That's it. I think we've run the gambit this time. This is
Go Celtics. That's all I'm going to say.
not Golden State.
No.
You want the Celtics to hit more threes than Golden State?
Yes.
Because that's what's happening.
And I don't love it. I don't love it, period, but I don't want Golden State to win. I don't
No?
like Draymond Green.
What about Steph Curry?
No. We talked about this
What
last
about
week.
Steve Kerr?
Oh, I like Steve Kerr.
I like Steve Kerr too.
Steve Kerr doesn't like it either, but Steve Kerr likes to win championships because
He
he's
does.
competitive.
Well, you played
So-
with Michael.
Yes, he did.
Michael let him stick around.
Yes, he did.
So-
he got and he was with the Spurs after that and got some rings.
He was, yeah.
I like Steve Kerr. Steve
Yeah.
Kerr's old school Arizona guy.
Yeah.
You know,
Steve
shoot,
Kerr's a
shoot
good
the
dude.
lights out.
He is.
Anyway,
Smaller guy, too.
we'll do better next time.
Nah. Yeah.
Four girls on the T-ball team.
Yeah.
Quick correction. There were 4 girls. 3 of them really hit it. Calvin
Oh.
sometimes can hit it. See, this is a good correction episode.
Okay.
Andy and Allison, WIVK 107.
Was that the Yahoos on?
That's 107.7. Yeah.
And now
I
it's-
caught some flack. I caught some flack over that.
Now it's Bill and Jimmy.
Sure.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah. 2 dudes. One guy challenges them to music knowledge.
Is it 2 guys, a girl, and a pizza place?
Yeah, with Ryan Reynolds. Blade fit. Thank you, Germany.
Thanks,
you, Canada.
Germany. Thank you, Europe.
Thank you to everybody listening. And most importantly, remember that Bo does know your insurance needs. Faux show.
Faux show.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Bo. You're going to
Bye.
get that invoice for $10,000 coming up. See you next week.
Bye.